Today in Cannabis News, U.S. senators introduce an amendment aimed at federally legalizing medical cannabis for military service members. A GOP U.S. representative announces they will soon file a federal cannabis legalization bill, and a U.S. House panel passes a proposal that would mandate the Department of Veterans Affairs to initiate clinical studies into the medicinal benefits of cannabis for military service members. It's Tuesday, November 9th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, U.S. senators may vote on a cannabis amendment to a crucial recently submitted defense bill. Senators Brian Schatz, Bernie Sanders, Tim Kaine, Jeff Merkley, Ron Wyden, Jackie Rosin, Alex Padilla, and Gary Peters introduced the amendment pinned to the National Defense Authorization Act that would attach wording to legalize medical cannabis federally for military service members who follow an authorized program in a state in which they reside. Furthermore, clinicians with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs would be able to write these referrals, and VA would be required to examine the medicinal qualities of cannabis for pain relief and the reduction of opioid dependence. The filed amendment is comparable to a separate proposal submitted in April, the Veterans Medical Marijuana Safe Harbor Act.
Next up, according to Marijuana Moment, a fresh GOP-headed U.S. congressional cannabis legalization proposal is on the way. Supporters are framing the bill as a balance among mere rescheduling, as offered by several Republican legislators, and extensive reform, as championed by Democrat legislators. A full draft of the bill, called the States Reform Act, introduced by Representative Nancy Mace, is scheduled to be submitted later in the month. The bill includes provisions to deschedule cannabis at the federal level and handle it similarly to alcohol. Cannabis purchases would also be subject to a 3.75% excise tax, with funds being allocated to social reintegration, police departments, and small business administration support for recently authorized enterprises. Cannabis, in its raw form, would be classified as an agricultural commodity overseen by the Department of Agriculture. Expungements would be available for anyone who had nonviolent federal cannabis offenses, and military service members wouldn't be able to be disqualified from federal employment if they use cannabis.
Last up, a U.S. House panel has passed a proposal that would mandate the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs to initiate clinical studies into the medicinal benefits of cannabis for military service members. The bill, presented by Representative Lau Correa and called the VA Medicinal Cannabis Research Act, cleared the House Veterans Affairs Committee with a vote along party lines of 18 to 11, with every Democrat voting in favor and nearly every Republican voting against. In October, a subpanel called a session on the bill, and President Joe Biden's office voiced resistance to it. How can we not try to gather the vast resources of Congress and the federal government to explore alternative treatment options like cannabis when veterans themselves are telling us that's what they need? Representative Correa said, to not support this legislation would be to defer once again of our obligation to care for those who have sacrificed so much to protect our nation.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm Devin Liao.
And I'm RJ Balde, signing off.